Hello Bond fans, and welcome to another episode of the Bond Bulletin always rings twice. And today we are in almost British territory, as you can see behind me. British flag means there must be somebody British I'm visiting today. And as I promised you last time, it's a very interesting visit. It's a secret location, just like my last visit. I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. And look at that, James known. So let's ring the bell and see if he's there. Chris Distin, everybody. Chris!
Hi, Benji!
The Bond Bulletin always rings twice. Hi there, can I come in?
Of course you can, come in.
Oh, thank you.
Come in.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Chris.
Hello, hi,
Chris.
ladies and gentlemen.
Who are you? Tell us a bit about yourself. I said when I came, I saw the flags, so you're British.
I'm British, yeah.
Great.
I'm British, live in Germany, and I collect James Bond props and memorabilia.
That's what I said. Film-used props.
Screen-used, yeah.
Screen-used props, which is really, really very interesting, because there is no collection like Chris' collection.
That's
True?
Pretty much true.
Accurate.
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest around, I think, yeah.
Great.
This is the Bond room.
Fantastic.
Just built in the last couple of months, yes.
In the last couple of months. Now, would you show us around a bit some of the screen-used props that you have?
Of course.
Some of them are really, really amazing. Some of them are my favorite films, and it's incredible stuff. So let's dig into it.
Okay, so over here in the first one here, we have at the back we have Vespa's mobile phone case, which you can see at the end when Bond goes through her stuff on the boat in Venice.
Oh right, yes.
And he finds a mobile phone, and there's a mussel in there and some perfume,
Yeah.
and her mobile phone case, which is screen matched.
Ah. Well, they did have cases back then.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Then this is
Another day.
the entrance card for the Ice Palace.
Very nice.
Gustav Graves.
Yeah. Die Another Day.
That's right. Then we have here is Dimitrios' knife that he uses against Bond in the Body Worlds.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Where they have
Where
that
they have
fight,
the fight,
and
that's right,
Bond wins the
and-
fight narrowly. Okay.
And one of them loses. I wonder
Yeah.
who that was.
And is there only one piece? Is this the only piece? Or have they had several stunt knives?
Well, I mean, some of the things are made more than once. Some of them are made a couple of times. I don't know. This is the only one I know of.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that might be a unique piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. What do we have down here?
Well, this is one of the only replicas that I own. But
Yeah.
it's iconic, and I'll never be able to own the
Course.
originals.
Of course.
So, but
Jaws
yours
team.
was one of my favourite
Yeah.
henchmen.
Yeah.
So
Well, is not enough.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atomic Energy Department. Did that really exist, I wonder?
The AEA does exist. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does.
Where is it headquartered? Is it Switzerland?
I think is it not Russia?
Is it Russia?
I think it might be.
Sort of controlling bodies are always based in Switzerland. So-
Okay, I don't know. I really don't know, but I do know that it does exist. So, so yes.
Here we have
Here we have
more Casino Royale.
yes, that's Vespa's visiting card
Yeah.
that she puts on the table and says, "I'm the money."
Yeah. Oh, very nice. It has that shiny,
has that shiny red-
effect. I don't know
that's
if you
right.
can see that on camera, but or maybe you can. It's a bit shiny. Yeah. Very, very nice. So they do have a lot of detail in all of these props, even if you don't really see them.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the things are
Yeah.
unbelievable what they do, and there's no way of you seeing it. You
Yeah.
know, I can show you a couple of examples after, but it's
Yeah.
really amazing.
It is. Yeah.
This Sony Ericsson is from Quantum of Solace. That's
Yeah.
Bond's phones. Now, I heard from a good friend that Daniel used to put these phones in his pocket, and he always had a PPK on him, a Stunt PPK,
Yeah.
to get the feel of Bond all the time.
Yeah.
And to make sure that he always felt, that he was comfortable, he had like these phones in his pocket. Not many of these survived because they're made of rubber.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. A lot of it is made of rubber. Also the guns.
Guns, yes, yeah, guns. A lot of props are,
And how far phones have come from this is 2008.
And
so
that was state of the art back then.
That was So Sony Cybershot was state of the art. Yeah. Just like in Tomorrow Never Dies, the Sony Ericsson, which was like that thick.
Yeah. That's right.
That is Spectre.
Exactly. That's Hink's nails.
Yeah. What is that made of?
These are rubber stunt nails.
Oh right. Okay.
So for stunt work.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't scratch anybody with the metal nails.
So in the film they must be very precise. Otherwise, in all the films you always see rubber bend.
Yes, but
you see it's fake.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because they fit on his thumbnails quite well.
Yeah.
If anything bent, it would only be the points at the end.
Right.
And you don't see it,
Yeah.
So that's the illusion of filmmaking.
Absolutely, yeah. The GoldenEye.
The GoldenEye
Satellite key.
That's one of the 8.
That's one of my favorites. I know you had it at the Bond dinner in Hanover where we were, and I remember it was the day when we were in the casino.
That's right.
And I remember it's really heavy.
It is, yeah.
So,
it's made of brass, yeah.
Yeah, and this is really that the actors can feel that they're working with something real.
Yes, that's
so
right.
that is what I really liked.
Yeah.
And GoldenEye being one of my favorite Bond films, obviously. What do you say about the Arecibo dish that collapsed?
Yeah, what a shame.
Horrible,
what a
isn't
shame,
it?
What a shame.
It's really
for
horrible.
us Bond fans, obviously, it's a bit of a nightmare. But I suppose that's the way it is. If something's not looked after, then it's going to break.
I just said to my girlfriend on the train, I would love to go there one time. I would love to have been there one time, but Puerto Rico isn't exactly around the corner for us.
No.
But now it's gone. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see if I can get in there with the camera. Bump the glass a little bit. That is the injection Bond gets in Casino Royale, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the tracker chip. Yeah.
Tracking device. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, the question cannot be avoided. Where do you get this stuff from?
The question of all questions.
The question of all questions.
A lot of it I get from contacts and from other collectors.
Right.
But some things I get from auction houses and bid on auctions.
Yeah.
The tracker chip is from a prop auction.
Yeah.
So there's no one place you get these things from.
No.
And then over the years you build up contacts and you'd swap, or somebody says, "Oh, I've got this. Are you interested?" And,
okay. So you have a network. Is that only Bond stuff sharing, or other films as well?
Other films
as well.
Because
okay.
I mean, these people work on different films and
somehow that stuff must find its way out of the from behind the scenes to these contacts or to the prop auctions. Do sometimes the filmmakers sell them themselves?
Oh yes, there are charity auctions.
Okay.
People, there was a charity auction that Eon donated to.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's got something in auction at the minute.
Right.
So there are charity auctions.
Yeah.
So it's not just things that get taken from set.
Yeah.
And the things that do get taken from set are people that work there, and they'll go, "Oh, can I take this? I'd really like to have it." And they'll have it for years in their collection.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, "Do you know what? I've got so much now. Let's get rid of a few pieces." And that's how it comes to the market. But it doesn't land on eBay. It lands in collectors' hands, and that's why I think it's okay.
Yeah. Sure. What's that ear?
That's Sophie Marceau's ear.
Oh, from The World Is Not Enough.
Yes, that's one of her. That's obviously the mold, her ear mold, so that they can make the the proteser for her ear.
Yeah. Oh, sure. That was funny because there was a film mistake in there, because in the beginning when Bond checks the news material about Electra King being kidnapped, and when he converts the sum of money, you can actually read now on the Blu-ray that is super extra sharp, and in 4K you can read that she cut off her earlobe. And later it is revealed in the film, but you know it before if you just read.
Ah, right.
It's funny.
It's
funny. You see, that's the magic of 4K.
Yeah.
Spectre rings, obviously.
Yes, they're also stunt rings.
They look like it.
They're called breakaways, so that they break easily.
Yeah.
So that if if they're fighting or anything, and
Yeah.
so that they don't rip their finger off, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guns. Guns make me very nervous. That's an MP5.
Yeah, that is an MP5.
That's an MP5.
That's from The World Is Not
Yeah.
Enough.
Know your guns.
Know your guns. That's an MP5. Yeah, that was one that Bond used as well.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And
Is that rubber as well?
That's rubber, yeah.
That's rubber. You can somehow see it on the
Yes.
on the top, yeah. But from far away, it looks like
2 meters away is enough to
2 meters. Yeah,
notice,
absolutely.
So
yeah.
that's,
But it must be. It's not like that. It's just like bending easily, because when you touch the front, I mean, you can't have it wobbling around.
No,
it's really sturdy.
Have a look at this.
Can we have a look at it? Oh, that would be
This
fantastic.
This is this is really hard.
Yeah.
Hard rubber, I mean, this
Oh
is,
yeah, that's really sturdy.
The only problem,
Quite
one of the things that always happens with these guns
Yeah.
is that the trigger gets broken.
Oh right,
Because
okay.
The first thing that people do when they pick up guns is they want to pull the trigger.
Yeah, sure.
So they've done it on this one. They've put the trigger and they've put it onto the trigger guard here to make sure it's more stable.
Okay.
On a lot of guns that I've owned through the past, they've either been broken or they're not.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they've made better on this one. But there you go. That's a
So
hard rubber.
these are just for holding.
Well, yeah.
There is no special
okay.
effect added. They are not used for action sequences where people actually shoot.
No, but they're used because they don't shoot every shot.
Yeah.
And it might be that Bond or somebody's just running down a corridor, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then they'll use this one because
Okay.
they'll do that shot about 10 times.
Yeah.
And that's like half a day's work.
Yeah.
So they'll use this because every time they have a shooting gun on set,
Yeah.
they'll need a gunsmith.
Right.
And that costs money.
Okay.
And every time, firing guns is dangerous.
Yeah.
So even though it's only blanks, but it's still dangerous, they can still kill
Sure.
you. A blank could still kill
Absolutely.
you. So they use these,
Yeah.
and then for running down the corridor, nobody would see the difference.
Yeah.
So that's why they use these
Fantastic.
rubber guns.
Fantastic. More Casino Royale.
That's right.
I know the poker cards. Are they real from the film?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Because they look like the ones you can buy when you play poker with your friends.
They do and they don't because the cards at the back. That's from game 2. They were all
Okay.
numbered.
Oh, they're labelled. Okay.
They're labelled.
They're labelled. Game 2. Mm-hmm.
And the cards that were used in the film don't have a barcode on them because they weren't sold.
Yeah, of course.
So
Obviously.
this is the game 2 cards.
Yeah.
Every game that they played, every shot had an extra pack of cards. They were put back in,
Okay.
marked for continuity, even
Oh,
though
wow.
they all look so alike. But
That's how you do it.
That's how they
That's
do
how
it.
you do it. I mean, normally you open a new deck of cards for every game of poker you play.
Yeah.
Perrier, is that also
That's-
Casino Royale?
No, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Oh, that's one of these when he
When he
goes
crashes
with
through
the
the-
tank. Oh, fantastic. Do you know how many? I think 275,000 cans.
Yeah, but there was hardly any made it
Yeah.
out of set.
I don't know the number, but...
And this one actually survived because it was in the tank,
Oh, right. Okay, so they could just pick it out.
and they picked them out of the tank.
Fantastic. Is that a quantum pin?
Yeah. It's not a pin. It's I'll get
Is
it out
it?
for you.
Yeah.
This is Bond's earpiece from Casino Royale
Oh yeah, that he has in the beginning.
that he gets when he goes up to the hotel with
Oh,
Vespa.
yes. With a little antenna.
The little antenna.
Yes. No. Oh, you really have
that's-
to look closely too.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic.
and that's
It's a good scene, that is.
it is. That's when he gets caught, and then it goes into the fight in the stairwell.
Yeah. What do we have here? Nassau, Bahamas. Place where Sean Connery died.
Oh yes,
Very sadly.
yes.
Yeah.
But these are number plates from Casino.
Yeah.
These were obviously the same ones that were used on the Aston Martin as well, but these
Yeah.
are different numbers and the
Right.
taxis. So these were bought back from the prop guys.
It's a lot of Casino Royale stuff. What's your
There is.
favourite film?
My favourite film is Moonraker
Yeah?
and The Man with the Golden Gun.
Okay.
But Casino Royale was one of the films where a lot of stuff came out.
Yeah.
And before that was the Brosnan films. A lot
Right.
come onto the market. And after that, it gets less and less. And before that, it gets less and less.
Yeah.
So up to Casino there was a lot of stuff. And then Casino Royale, what happened was stuff got taken from set.
Yeah.
and it was the large casino chips
Mm.
were taken. They were stolen, basically from
Oh.
set. So
The plaques.
the plaques, and they landed on eBay.
Yeah.
And Eon saw it and said, look, these are not meant to be on the market.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they got them back, and they went to lawyers and got them back off the people.
Oh.
They've come out since because they've been donated by charity, by them. But at that time it was, and then I think they put a stop on things and said, right,
Sure.
nothing comes from set, and that's why after that it started dwindling a bit. But Casino, Die Another Day was a lot of stuff coming from Die Another Day.
Yeah.
The World Is Not Enough, a lot.
Is that real money or is it?
No, that's fake money.
It's just fake. Okay. Fantastic. Ice pick.
That's the ice pick that
Yeah.
he uses against Hinks.
Oh, really, really great.
This is René Mathis.
This is René Mathis, yeah. When he was dumped, I think
Yeah,
Bond
when he
takes
was
it.
dumped,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah. It's a horrible way to dump a friend.
It is. It's, yeah.
But,
But he wasn't alone at the end. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. You say "Man with a Golden Gun," one of your favorites.
Yes.
Because many Bond fans consider that quite bad.
No,
it's quite low.
fantastic. Look, I personally don't take the films too seriously. There's a bit
You
of
shouldn't.
fun.
Yeah.
And the Man with the Golden Gun, I thought was, and of course I was growing up in that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a teenager when I first saw that. By the time it came out on the TV in England,
Sure.
I was 12 and I was allowed to watch it on a
Yeah.
Sunday evening with my gran, and so it holds a lot of good memories for me as well.
Yeah.
But it was, Bond. That was typical Bond for me. Was
Yeah.
Roger Moore, saving the world,
Yeah.
Scaramanga, Knick Knack.
Yeah.
There were just so many elements into that
Yeah.
film.
Excellent characters.
Brilliant.
They are,
And and people, I know there's a lot of, but there's a lover and a hater for every Bond film, but I love them all.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't think there isn't a bad Bond film. There are elements that are bad,
Yeah.
but the story is the same. And if you're,
Absolutely,
Bond
yeah.
save the world, and I think if you look at it with a bit more open-mindedness and not too, too
Focused,
straight and
yeah,
too
too
narrow.
straight, yeah.
Then you start getting pulled into these
Yeah.
things, like and it's the same with every franchise.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You have to
It's
think
the same
out of the
with
box.
music,
Yeah.
in the music branch as well. People want the same as the last, but they don't.
Yeah.
You have to do something
Yeah.
different.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Man with the Golden Gun was one of my favourites. I love that, and I think it was the Roger Moore era anyway. So it was Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker. Them three were my personal favourites.
Yeah.
Jaws was an amazing henchman. Knick Knack
Yeah.
was an amazing henchman.
Definitely.
So I don't think there was and it holds a lot of good memories. I think the music as well. I think the Man with the Golden Gun. People say now it's cheesy and whatever, but at the time
It worked.
it worked. It was
Yeah.
funky. John Barry said he wanted that, that funky feeling that the Bee Gees.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It
It was that
and
time.
They did
yeah.
that, and it was that time.
Mm.
So you've
Yeah.
got to take every era for itself, as far as I'm concerned. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people diss it, but I think it's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it too. I like The Man with the Golden Gun. Moonraker as well. Moonraker was your first, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So that is, I have to guess again, because it has German writing on it, German fire extinguisher writing,
Yeah.
but I would probably say the number plate looks more like Octopussy, because
Okay.
is it I don't know, Hindu writing? I don't know.
Okay, it's Thailandish.
It's Thai. Okay,
So
Thai.
it's Thai writing.
Right.
So it's a Man with the Golden Gun.
Ah.
And it's one of the number plates used.
Mm-hmm.
That came from the collection of the spiral jump
Oh right. Okay.
driver,
Yeah.
and that was sold on auction.
So this is from the car.
Now this is okay. So there's no theming really to the cases.
Good.
This is the rear right window of the rollover Aston Martin
From Casino.
from Casino.
Wow.
And it's got the German sticker on it because I think it was displayed.
Ah. Okay. Right. Okay.
And they had to have a fire extinguisher around, so...
Still all the dirt on it. You would never clean these things,
No,
would you?
ever.
No.
So, yeah. I did... The jacket, I've got Malacca's jacket from Casino Royale.
Yeah.
And that's in Berlin in the museum.
Ah, in the German Spy Museum.
The German Spy Museum.
Yeah. Well, fantastic collection there. So really, really great pieces there.
That's some of the top pieces are there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, fans, if you're ever in Berlin, check out the German Spy Museum. I will put some footage in there for you and the web address. We've been there with Maud Adams.
Maud Adams,
Rocked Pussy.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
It was a great day.
I was able to show Maud the collection, and she was fantastic.
And she loved that. She loved the pieces and the photos of Hervé Villechaize that you had.
Yes.
You were in contact with his girlfriend, weren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hervé, back in the time, Kathy, who was with him up to when he died.
Yeah.
And she sold me his personal scrapbook collection and clothes and anything that she could find, which is in the collection. That's in Berlin. I did promise that I would, the legacy goes on.
Absolutely,
with and that's one of the things I really like about my collection personally is I get these things off people and it lives on. I think that's very important. That people get to see these things.
It's preserving legacy. I think everything that all the Bond fans do, whether they collect something that has been screen used or whether they do projects like Danny does, it's always preserving the legacy and showcasing it for the next generation.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And a lot of these things may have ended up in a private collection where they would never be seen. And I've got I'm lucky to have the Spy Museum the German Spy Museum in Berlin. And I'm also lucky to have smaller exhibitions that I do to show these things to the people out there. I know Eon do their own exhibitions, but not everybody can get to somewhere where Eon have had an exhibition.
Absolutely, and there is an exhibition planned for next year.
There is, from March until the end of May.
Yeah. In
Burgdorf, near Hanover.
All right.
In the City Museum there will be a exhibition. For that duration, and the whole museum will be full of stuff. There'll be an Aston Martin DB5 there from a friend of ours,
great.
Stefan Appel.
Stefan's, great. Fantastic.
There'll be some other highlights there that you don't see here. So
okay, so there's still something to look forward to next year. Some of the items we haven't seen, so there's more. Actually, it's up here, isn't it?
There's a lot. There's a lot in the top because you can't display everything.
Yeah. No.
But the collection's about 500 pieces now.
Wow, 500 pieces. And we never speak about money. I think that's between collectors. You don't speak about what each item costs.
No.
Huh?
It's,
You just say.
I tell my wife anyway that it's all just 20 euros.
Yeah.
So then there's no.
You always say it's just 20 euros. Okay, that's what you really always say. and she's okay. How much is it? MP5.
Sorry, love.
20 euros.
Anyway.
What do we have here?
Well, these are miniatures. So this is miniatures from GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Both of them.
All right.
So we've got the trees that we use in the Severnaya set.
Ah. Right.
So it was all a miniature set, forced perspective.
Yeah.
So they used this, and then they used cat litter for snow.
Clever.
And apparently, well, it is clever, but apparently, I read that they, after a couple of days, it started to smell really bad.
So they used cat litter.
Yeah.
So somebody didn't get the memo.
That's right. That's right.
That's good.
And the pilots up the top are from the MiG pilots that were used in the planes. They were like 1 to 6.
Right. But I mean, it's this work that goes into that. I mean, you have to think of all these things. You have to make them. That's like when you have a miniature train at your home, and you can buy these things.
Yeah, there were hundreds of these. You do the set.
Obviously,
there was a lot of pine trees in there. Yeah.
Derek Medding's work.
Yes,
Derek Medding's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Medding's was an icon.
Something I always loved is the stunt snake from Casino Royale. I mean, it looks terrifying, but what is it? It's rubber again, isn't it?
Latex.
It's latex. Okay. Can you wriggle it around?
It can be moved, but it's getting fragile.
Okay,
latex has a problem.
Sure.
That it starts getting hard and brittle.
Yeah.
So So this is one of the pieces that's going to go in for restoration soon, because the tail's cracked a little bit. And I have to preserve this. You can see that the latex down there is starting to get a bit crackly.
Yeah.
So it needs to be preserved so that there's no more deterioration.
Yeah. How do you do that? Are there specialists to just latex specialists?
There are latex specialists that preserve
yeah.
Film props, as well.
Okay,
and
so
restore them.
Yeah, it's not like that everything stays in its original mint condition.
No, especially latex or anything that can deteriorate over time. You have to make care that in here I try and keep the humidity at the right and the temperature, so that there's no any deterioration.
Yeah, a lot of care and thought went into that. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. More number plates we have from Skyfall.
Yeah, number plate. I don't know. I like number plates. I think they're sort of they're very.
M's car. Yeah.
That's M's car.
Jaguar.
Yeah, that's right. The Jag.
Great. And
this is Le Chiffre's Jaguar as well.
Did they do everything right here for the right country? Because in Spectre they had that problem with the Austrian number plate.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
It was displaying the symbol of the city of Vienna.
Okay.
And there was IL for Innsbrucker Land. So it was the Innsbruck number plate with the.
I don't know. I've never looked into that because
with the city logo of Vienna.
It was meant to be Montenegro, right?
Yeah,
so I don't know. Yeah. Even though it was filmed in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
So I'll check that out. Yeah, that's right.
It's really, really great. And they are made out of the real material that a number plate would be made.
Yes, they are. They're all the real ones, but they obviously have to get numbers that are not on the road. They have to get them specially made.
Yeah.
So that's why when you get number plates from the films, then they're normally the real thing, because you can't get these fake. You have to. The film sets has to go and say, can we have some number plates? The same as Visa cards and bank cards in wallets and stuff.
So you couldn't put this on your car and go through London.
No,
wouldn't work. Okay.
Well, you could, but if you got stopped by the police, then you'd be in trouble.
All right. Even if you say, well, it's just we're making a little film. It's just
no. Okay. Unless you've got a film set where
it's an offence.
That's right. It is an offence. Yeah.
Great. So that's why we're always very careful when we have the DB5 and stuff on display.
Yeah.
And he goes for a few meters on the road. I know he screws it on before.
That's right.
Same with the Lotuses that we have.
That's right. Yeah.
What is that?
Well, this is a piece of a map that was used From Russia with Love. Oh. And apparently the map was so bad outside, it was all torn, and so somebody cut it up and made limited edition displays from it. That was one of my first items that I bought, actually.
Okay.
Because it didn't cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
20 euros, obviously.
20 euros, yes,
but
of course.
It didn't cost a lot of money, and it was a piece from an old Connery film.
Yeah.
So that's just, and it looked nice in the display, so that's why I bought that.
And it's the second film. I mean, I think from Dr. No, there's literally nothing you can get.
No.
Because they threw everything away in the Bahamas.
Everything.
How careless!
Well, that's like I say. That's why the gun that just went to an auction, $253,000.
Oh, that was something.
Because number one, props from that era are like gold dust, really, really hard to get out of.
Yeah.
Number two, it was put back into backpiece into the armourers.
Yeah.
And used for consequent films after, and these guns are still used today.
Right.
The Bond guns still go back into the armours. They're used for different films, and then they come back for Bond, in the next film after.
Yeah.
So that came back to Baptist. That's why that survived, and that's why it's made so much money.
Yeah.
Even though there's different grips on the pistol than it was in the film.
Sure. Okay.
So things from these eras are really hard to get out of.
Yeah.
That's why they command more money than the newer films.
Yeah. What would you say is the item you always wanted and got very, very close and didn't get? Was there one?
Well, there was a couple of years ago. There was an auction, and I bid on Teehey's jacket.
Yeah.
I like Teehey, live and let die.
Yeah.
And, one arm's longer than the other because of his thing, his hook. So I was bidding on that, and I didn't get it. But there's nothing really that I can say, I didn't get it. It always happens as a collector.
Yeah.
You always, you're thinking about buying something and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
Most of the time, you have to be fast. You know, somebody offers you something, then you either say yes or no. You know.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, some of the stuff in Berlin that I've got were things that I went, yes, I'll just buy it. You know,
Yeah.
and think about it after.
Yeah. Dia de Muertos.
Yes.
Spectre, obviously.
Yes. One of the posters that
Yeah.
was in Mexico City. These were printed in different sizes. There was a smaller version size of this.
Yeah.
And then the crew got versions of this, a smaller version, about
Yeah.
a half size of this, and that was signed by Sam Mendes and numbered
Yeah.
for the crew. Then there were the smaller versions that were also on set, and these larger versions there were very, very few that were made. So
Yeah.
I'm quite lucky to have this one. And I love it. It's just one of them things you come into the room and
Yeah.
you see it. and
It's
you
there.
just-
It's
there,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you know what it's about. And
Absolutely. Yeah. And now they have established the Day of the Dead in Mexico. They didn't
Yes,
have it before.
that's
It's
right.
just
Well,
that's
the Day of the Dead. I think they had the Day of the Dead
yeah.
because that was when they used to like get. The
But no
families
festival.
but they didn't have the festival.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
So-
Bond brought that to Mexico.
Well, and
It's-
you know, Man with the Golden Gun
yeah.
made James Bond Islands. You know, the
Yeah.
tourist.
Absolutely.
You know, tourism in that part of in Phuket at that time was nothing,
No. No.
and James Bond brought the tourists.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you been to Bond locations yourself?
Yeah, but only Europe when I'm normally there. Have I really gone out of the way to go there? Well, I suppose Venice was one that
Yeah.
I really wanted to go to
Yeah.
because of Moonraker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My first and one favourite films, and I spent time finding the locations.
Yeah.
But it was like in part of our day's travels, you know, me and the wife would walk and I'd say, let's go to that location. And on the way, then you would do other things. But it really amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Venice, all the locations that
Yeah.
were filmed there. So, yeah, I do that. I mean, London as well. And, but, no, you know, I'm not a location
No.
searcher,
Okay.
you know.
But your wife is okay with that when you go to some
yeah, I
place
mean,
and you
if
say,
it's
"Can we go here?" Oh, let me guess. Is that a Bond location? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah, she's okay with that. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
She
Good.
knows. She's,
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Because it's a hype. I mean, we're living a hype most of the time, isn't it? I mean, when you're close to acquiring a new item for your collection or a new film is happening, we fans are sort of in a hype.
Yeah, that's right.
And-
And,
and-
it's a buzz, you know. It's
Yeah.
always a buzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it is in any collecting. You know, it's not just
Yeah.
Bond. It's any collecting that
Yeah.
you do, or any people that are fans of something,
Yeah.
either music or football. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
guys, people that are football fans, they go to different cities every week on the train, and you know, for me, I would go, no way, you know. But then they'd look at me and go, you bought that for how much? No way. You know?
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
it's all in relation, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, so
This is Spectre.
this is Spectre.
This is
yeah.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
So that was, when Bond goes through MI6, there was quite a few of these targets.
Yeah.
And, so these targets from the MI6 building.
How good is your aim? Are you
My
a good?
aim's
Are you a
quite
good
good.
shot?
My aim's not bad, actually.
Yeah?
I'm ex-military, so
Yeah.
I've got quite a good shot, yeah.
And you were stationed here in Germany, and
I
you
was,
stayed.
I
yeah?
stayed in
Yeah.
Germany when I
Right.
met my wife.
Okay.
yes.
Sean Connery.
This is a director's chair back.
Ah.
It's obviously not on the chair, but it's
No,
I framed
okay.
it, and it was signed by Sean Connery to
Yeah.
John, I think it says there, to John.
Hmm.
Also one of my early pieces.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though they're not the biggest and, you know, the biggest pieces I have, they still, you know, mean a lot to me, the old pieces, because they're like one
Absolutely.
of the first things I got, you know.
Absolutely. A big piece is right behind you.
This is one of the largest pieces
Yeah.
that I have framed, yeah.
Because I have to take a step back to
Yeah.
actually get it on the picture. What is it?
These
Looks
are
like an orchestral score.
the orchestral score notes from David Arnold's personal
Right. Oh.
collection. So,
Fantastic. Oh, you know my name.
yeah, amazing. There's 14 sheets in all.
Wow.
And if I'd have framed them all next to each other, it would have been, you know,
Yeah.
it'd have been like a 3 meter frame. So
Wow.
I've done it like this.
Wow.
But amazing, one of my highlights in my collection is getting this off David personally.
Yeah.
And these are the lyrics that he used as well. So this is just amazing to get off a great composer.
Yeah, definitely. Love David Arnold. Many say he went too electronic on Die Another Day and stuff, but it worked somehow. I mean, this is a score I could listen to on the phone. I've said that many times before. I can listen to that on my phone sitting in the bus or going through the park, and I would still have that Bond feeling. It would not be off-putting to have that kind of score. If I do that with Thomas Newman's music for Spectre, there is nothing. There's no listening feeling. But Die Another Day, you have the scene playing in your head, and it's almost like David Arnold composed music for Pierce Brosnan's Stride, because he had a very, very, very special kind of walking. And I always loved the music. Tomorrow Never Dies is one of my favorite scores, because it's full-blown orchestral, just great music. And played live, it's even better.
Amazing. Like I say, he was experimental. David was experimental. He said, because of this electronic, but it was the feel of the film, and he tried to get the feels of the film in there.
David, if you're seeing this, we love your work.
We do, yes.
Yeah. So, that is the bulk of your collection that you wanted to show us today.
Yes.
We will see more in the exhibition.
We will, yes.
Yeah. We will be at the opening. Fans, now I have to turn around. I have to try, because the camera is sort of new and we're trying around a bit. When will it start? In March.
12th of March.
Yeah, COVID permitting.
COVID permitting. 12th of March is the opening evening. 13th of March is the official opening.
Yeah.
And then until the 30th of May.
Is that a gadget?
It's not.
What is it?
It's the telephone.
Oh, it's a telephone. It's probably your wife.
Okay,
she wants her 20 euros back.
Yeah, and I find this is really funny, because this is the weapons inventory, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go down, you'll see here bullet holes. These are things that, because you won't see that, you don't see this, but all the way down, and you've got some really funny stuff on here. Old Holborn, which is tobacco in England, extra cancer strength.
Oh, great.
Then we've got laser shield, apple scented deterrent.
Who would use that?
There was something else on here that was really funny as well. Bullet holes. I just thought the Old Holborn was quite good. Extra cancer strength. But these are this is meant to be a weapons inventory, and the amount of things they go to. This is Dr. Jones's inventory, you see, and the amount of detail they go to. And these are like little Easter
so
eggs.
that something is actually written on the paper. I mean, they don't leave these things blank.
I mean, this is all in the file. This is all inside.
Yeah.
So it's all there.
Yeah.
And it's for a scene that takes that you see for 10 seconds.
Yeah. So sometimes not even.
Not
10.
Even. That's right. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Question about security. I mean, this is valuable stuff. It's worth really a lot. What if, let's hope it doesn't happen, what if a burglar comes in here and you're not there, you're on holiday, what happens? Is that stuff protected?
Oh, yeah, they've got no chance of getting in.
No chance?
This place is more secure than Fort Knox. If they try and get in, the police will be here before they even get in the window.
Okay.
So I'm not really bothered about that. Like I say, we're pretty secure here.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about fire than burglars, to be honest.
Right.
If fire, you never know, you cannot control that. So
absolutely,
that's the worst thing for me would be fire, not burglar. And and even if they did get in, then they've got me to contend with. So there's
okay. And you have gadgets in place.
Yeah, there's lots of gadgets.
Deterrents.
There's lots of gadgets.
Oh, fantastic! So, guys, don't even try it. Don't even try it. I mean, we're not telling you up front where Chris lives. So that's the first security measure that we've taken. But yeah, great. I think fire is of course one of the biggest risks. Yeah, but you have a strong alarm system built in here, so it's definitely not worth it.
No, definitely not.
Good. Wall of autographs. So
Well, it's the start. You know, these are people that I've met over the years, and you know, very personal. Meetings, and the most important ones I've put up here.
Yeah.
And Maud Adams, obviously, one of the amazing woman. Last year we met John Glenn. This is one of the original banknotes from License to Kill.
Yeah.
So I got that signed. And Richard Keel, my favourite henchman of all time. And here's a picture of me getting his handprints.
Oh yeah, I have to get that up close. That's
so
really nice. David Arnold, just talked about
Arnold,
him.
Yes, exactly.
We have Corinne Cleary.
Corinne Cleary.
Obviously. Oh, and that's where it's demonstrated how the rubber thumbprints work of Hinks.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And this is Paul Landers from the band Rammstein.
Ah.
Yeah, Joey Vajajiva.
Yeah.
Here on the left. Then we have Bill Suter, the original
Jetpack Man.
The Jetpack Man from Thunderball.
Rocket Man, he signed it.
Rocket Man, yeah. Because they're called
John Glenn.
John Glenn.
He's lovely. Great guy.
Amazing guy.
Wherever he turns up, I mean, people go crazy, and he's really lovely.
I loved it.
Very likable.
I was lucky enough to get an interview with him as well, so he's fantastic. Yeah. So it's a really
great friend. Judi Dench, obviously.
Andreas Daniel. And Corinne Cleary, we met, also in Braunschweig.
And she signed it, I have a heart of gold. Yeah. Great. So when you have something like this signed, or like the Moonraker print or the bill from License to Kill, does it devaluate the price?
No.
Or increases it?
This is a replica.
Okay, it's a replica. Good.
So that's not a problem. These are original banknotes, but I have a few more of them.
Okay.
And it's a personal thing for me, you know. So it doesn't devaluing doesn't matter anything for me. But normally, if you get something signed, it depends on the piece.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you have a book signed, then it makes it more valuable.
Yeah.
I don't really like getting props signed because I think they work for themselves. So I would, even if I met Daniel Craig, I probably wouldn't get a prop signed by him. And something paper-wise is something different.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely. Great. Chris, thank you very much for showing us a part of your collection. And in March, we will be visiting the exhibition that is going to come in Burgdorf.
Fantastic.
So stay tuned, people, for the exhibition opening. And I hope this episode of the Bond Bulletin Always Rings Twice was funny, entertaining, and there will be another one coming up shortly in January. And then it will be cars. So stay tuned, subscribe to the Bond Bulletin, and see you soon. Chris, thanks. Let's go have a tea.
Yes, let's do that.
Bye-bye.